Far across the Pacific, one isolated island holds nearly 1,000 silent stone figures. They rise from windswept hills, volcanic slopes, and ceremonial platforms near the coast. Their long faces and heavy brows have become symbols recognized throughout the world. But these statues were never intended to be mysterious objects for modern visitors. They belonged to the people of Rapa Nui and represented important ancestral power. Some moai stand only a few meters tall. Others are enormous. The average completed statue weighed several tons, while exceptional examples weighed far more. Their builders possessed no cranes, engines, steel cables, or modern lifting equipment. Yet completed statues traveled from one quarry to distant locations across the island. How did people move such heavy stone using only ropes, wood, and coordination? To understand their construction, we must first understand why the moai mattered. The moai are widely interpreted as representations of powerful ancestors or respected leaders. Their power came not from size alone, but from the relationships they represented. Most standing moai were positioned on stone platforms known as ahu. Contrary to popular belief, most statues faced inland rather than toward the ocean. They watched over the lands and communities associated with the ancestors they embodied. Some statues also carried cylindrical red stone ornaments called pukao. Certain moai were given coral eyes when their ceremonial role became active. Creating a moai was therefore both an engineering project and a social commitment. Most moai began at the volcanic crater and quarry known as Rano Raraku. The quarry supplied volcanic tuff that was workable using hard stone tools. Sculptors began by outlining a figure directly on the exposed rock surface.
The line is not straight here.
Precise measurements were key to ensuring the statue's balance. They carved the face, chest, arms, and front, while the back remained attached. Stone picks, called toki, removed thousands of small fragments through repeated controlled blows. The process demanded patience, skilled judgment, and detailed knowledge of the stone. A mistake near the neck or body could ruin months of collective labor. After completing the front, workers gradually separated the statue from the bedrock beneath it. The statue could then be lowered carefully onto the slope for final shaping. Many unfinished statues still remain, preserving almost every stage of the carving process. Completing the sculpture solved only half the problem. It still had to leave the quarry. The quarry slopes were steep, uneven, and dangerous for a heavy stone figure. Workers likely used ropes, prepared surfaces, levers, and carefully coordinated human force. Rapa Nui contains ancient roads connecting Rano Raraku with distant ceremonial areas. Several fallen moai remain beside these routes, possibly lost during transportation. Their locations provide important clues, but they do not reveal one complete method. For many years, researchers favored methods that carried the statues horizontally. One proposal placed the Moai on wooden sledges pulled across prepared tracks. Other versions used wooden rollers or parallel rails beneath the load. Such systems were physically possible, but required timber, labor, and constant control. Another idea proposes that some Moai were transported while standing upright. The statue was not walking like a person. It was rocking on its base. Ropes attached to both sides allowed teams to pull in alternating directions. A third rope from behind helped control balance and prevented uncontrolled forward movement. Each alternating pull pivoted the statue forward by a small, controlled distance. Seen from far away, the swaying stone figure appeared to move by itself.
The spirits tell us the great stones walked across the land.
Modern experiments have demonstrated that a properly shaped replica can move this way. The broad base and forward-leaning shape may have supported this rocking movement. However, successful experiments do not prove that every Moai traveled this way. Reaching an ahu was not the end. The Moai still had to be raised. One possible method used a gradually constructed ramp of stone and packed earth. Ropes pulled the statue upward, while stones supported each small increase in height. Wooden levers could shift the weight enough to insert another supporting layer. The work continued slowly until the statue approached a stable, upright position. The base then had to be aligned precisely with its final position. Every stage required leadership, shared timing, strong rope, and confidence in the team. No surviving record explains one transport method used for every statue on Rapa Nui. Different statues, routes, periods, and communities may have required different engineering solutions. The Moai reveal no lost technology, only knowledge, patience, organization, and extraordinary human cooperation.